Go Mouse Scouts, episode 125. You're listening to Go Mouse Scouts, where we're dedicated to helping you and your kids have a great time at the Disney parks, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro. My name is Kris.
And I'm Megan.
And this week we are going to be talking about our top 5 wins Disney-wise. So our top 5 Disney wins. And this actually came about, I think it was Joey McGurr from the Disney Hack podcast who said, you know, we did the top 5 Disney fails, so he thought it'd be a good idea to do our top 5 Disney wins.
Those were a lot harder to come up with than the fails.
Yeah, I mean, isn't just showing up at Disneyland a win in itself, right? I mean, it's the happiest place in the world, so... But yeah, so I guess we'll just jump right into this. So Joey, thank you for this suggestion, and here is the answer to your question. So number 5, and these aren't just Disneyland, but we're going to throw a couple in Disney World-wise as well. And I just want to point out that you're probably going to hear some cameos from our little Roddy here, our newborn Mouse Scout. So
he's being
keep that in mind.
Tonight.
Yeah. So number 5 is flying to Disney World with 2 kids and a baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that sink in for a second. So now on the way up there, we did have help from Megan's parents because they joined us for the first part of the trip. And so, you know, obviously they had their stuff as well to get through, you know, bag checks and all that and stuff. But it was still a challenge to get everything through, and, you know, you got to take your shoes off and you got to take, like, you know, electronics out and all that good stuff. And, you know, they frisk you and swab your mouth and, okay, maybe not all that stuff. But yeah, it's still a challenge, but the real challenge was getting back.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Well, let's see. So at the time, Ginny was 5.5. Kit was 2, almost 3. And Teddy was, 3 months old? Mm-hmm. And so we had car seats with us.
Yeah, and for the return trip, we didn't have Megan's parents there to help us,
right,
because they left, they were only there for a few days, and then they went home, and we were staying a little bit longer.
A lot bit longer.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so we had to get through the airport with car seats and carry-on luggage, as well as the 3 children, and
right.
Our first plane was delayed. Do you remember that?
Right. And we didn't have a stroller at that point because
No.
we rented a stroller
right.
Up there.
Because on our
Kingdom strollers
first
or something
trip
like
to Disney World with a kid, which was when Ginny was a baby, our stroller got busted by the baggage people. Mm-hmm. It never did push quite right again.
No. Nope.
So this time we had looked into renting a stroller, and that actually worked out really well for us, but it did mean that we didn't have, you know, something to help cart all the junk through the airport.
We didn't have a built-in cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had literally brought these a few lengths of rope with me to attach to the car seats so that I could, like, sling those over my shoulder or, like, you know, along my back. And so I had I think I was carrying 2 car seats, and we had, like, our rolling luggage behind us, and I think Megan was carrying something. Ginny was carrying, like, a backpack, and Megan was also dual baby wearing.
Yeah.
On the way back.
I had Kid on my back and Teddy on my front.
Mm-hmm. And I think we have a picture of that. I'm gonna have to look through our photos to find that. But
I took a selfie.
Yeah, there was a picture with her and our 2 sons at that point. So yeah, I felt like a Sherpa or something like that, or pack mule or whatever you want.
But we survived, and we would consider doing it again. So that's a win.
Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, wow. So that was number 5. Number 4.
Also, on that same trip, we went to the Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom. and we managed to score front row seats, and Kit got to get up and dance and interact with some of the performers. And then he was actually the special one called out to come up and meet Timon in the middle of the performance. Yeah. So that was really cool. He had a great time with that. That was fun.
that was really cool. And just like that whole show is super fun to see, like all the choreography and stuff they do, because it's choreography for people acting like animals, you know?
Yeah.
And like the monkeys have like special ways that they move, and like, you know, the zebras, and like every single creature is moving like it's, I guess, supposed to, you know, each movement makes perfect sense, you know? So really, really cool show. If you guys are out there and haven't seen it, I would totally recommend it. So number 3, having Kit, this is actually more of you, but having Kit dressed up as Peter Pan, and then being there at Disneyland for when Peter Pan, emerged from backstage, and just the interactions that they shared together. It was really cool.
One of my favorite Disney memories is Peter Pan holding Kit's hands. Kit's dressed as Peter Pan. And
which you made the costume, by the way.
Uh-huh. And they are chasing Captain Hook together, pretending to be crocodiles.
Oh, they were pretending to be crocodiles? They were pretending to
be TikTok croc. Oh, it was so great. It was just like, as soon as and we see this over and over again, when you have when your kid is dressed as the character that you're seeing, it's like there's a special bond that immediately happens. Like, they really get a kick out of it. The characters do. We've had everything from Snow White making sure to point out and, wave specially at our little Snow White.
Like during the parade or something?
Okay. Yeah, and other princesses on her float making sure that she saw our child. Getting her attention to, look over there, she's dressed like you,
Kind of makes it feel like there's a tally, like, on like one of the floats or something where you can't see it, with all the princesses' names, and then, like, each tally mark is how many princesses they saw. Kids dressed up like them or something like that. Yeah,
I had Teddy dressed up as Pinocchio one time. And there was some kind of a performance happening in front of the castle, and Pinocchio happened to be out there. And I held him up over over my head so that Pinocchio could see, hey, there's I've got him dressed as Pinocchio. And Pinocchio was just clearly thrilled. I mean, you could just tell, from the action. So I love that. Dressing them up as a character and then actually getting to see that character. There always seems to be a really special interaction that happens.
Right. So number 4?
Number 2.
Number 2. Like, yeah, I know how to count. Honestly.
Sure you do. Yeah. Well, you're the one who suggested this one, but, taking all the kids by myself, which, granted, I haven't actually done that much recently because being pregnant, it just has not worked out very well for me. But I'm looking forward to being back in the saddle and taking now 4 kids,
4 of them,
by myself, which will be a little bit trickier because there's not as many rides that we could fit all of us in one row on. But that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. And that's something that I constantly go back to and mention on the show, is that, Megan is like Disney mom, bringing all the kids like ninja status level 99 or something like that, So
I don't know. It just doesn't seem that difficult to me most of the time. As long as I'm, in good form.
Well, I suppose it comes easy to you since you do it all the time, so.
Well, yeah, I'm always schlepping them about to stores and stuff, and
she shrinks them and puts them in her pocket.
Oh, I wish.
Is what she does.
That would make life so much easier.
Yep. And then we'd be able to save on admission. Oh, man. All right. And of course, number 1, and this is my favorite, and this is like before I was like, I've always liked Disney and stuff, but Megan has always been, the big Disney head and stuff like that. And it isn't until recently when we started to do this whole Disney project of Mouse Scouts and stuff that I really started getting more into it and enjoying the magic of Disney and stuff like that. But the cool thing is, even way back then, it was like 11 years ago, or how long were we engaged for?
We got engaged in January of 2006.
Yeah, and so way back then, since I knew Megan was a huge Disney fan, I planned this whole thing where I would propose to her at Disneyland at Snow White's wishing well. And she had no idea. I had talked to her brother, who would take pictures and stuff for us of it. And I can't remember what the reason was to have him come along with us or whatever. Maybe just to have him along or whatever. But I told him what the plan was and, kind of where to be and to be ready for things. And so I brought Megan over to the wishing well, and I gave her a coin and had her flip it into the thing and make a wish. And whenever she turned back to me, I got down on my knee and I had the ring ready and gave it to her. And what did you say?
Well, I assume I said yes. I don't really remember exactly what I said, but since we've been married almost 11 years now, I'm going to guess. Yeah, it couldn't have been that much asking.
Yeah, so that's my top. That's at least my favorite. So together collectively, that is our top 5 favorite Disney wins. So now I put this question onto you guys, Mouse Scouts. What are some of your favorite or your top Disney wins? Feel free to email us, fun@gomousescouts.com, or join us in our Facebook group and, comment on the episode and let us know what your wins are. And, we'd love to interact with you guys and come over and hang out. You can find our Facebook group by visiting gomousescouts.com/Facebook. And also I wanted to mention, you guys, we have recently released our ebook, and that was Roddy yawning. We recently released our ebook, our 2017 guide to visiting Disneyland with young kids and still having a great time. And you can find that on our website, gomousescouts.com/Disneyland book. And right now through July, it's 40% off. We're selling it for $5.99. So after that, it's going to go up. But check it out. Tell your friends if you guys know anybody who's going to be visiting Disneyland anytime soon with their kids. Let them know about our book. It's certainly a great investment to, help kind of ensure that you guys are going to have a great time visiting with your kids, especially considering, how much park admission is, so.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you everybody so much for listening. We will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
Disney 98. Papa, I'm